Hi, everyone, and welcome to the Focus on Education podcast from the Ventura County Office of Education. This is part 2 of our inaugural podcast where we are diving deep into what is VCOE and how we serve public schools and public educators in Ventura County. Dr. César Morales, Ventura County Superintendent of Schools, is with me here, and let's continue the discussion. So, Dr. Morales, there's lots of different ways that VCOE provides support to our local school districts, 19 school districts in the county. And a lot of that comes from one of our branches, educational services. So how do they support districts in what different ways?
Well, on the lead end, every school district has to do a local control accountability plan, an LCAP. And VCOE, through Educational Services Branch, has the primary support for all the school districts and all things associated to the LCAP process, the development process, and ultimately that branch is responsible to not only support but help review everyone's LCAP to ensure that they meet all of the requirements that the state gives us every day. You know, initially that LCAP was supposed to be 7 pages, and now it can easily be over 100 pages long of a variety of things that are not only reflective of the programs that school districts implement to support their specific student population, but also the budget associated with it. So our Associate Superintendent, Lisa Salas-Brown, works in concert with our fiscal team in order to help best meet the needs of our school districts as they're embarking on that LCAP process. But beyond that, we try to support our districts based on what they need, not as opposed to creating programs and seeing what the interest is. We're very proud of the fact that we're trying to be extremely responsive to the needs of our specific school districts and see how we can best partner with them and meeting their local needs. In addition to that, we spoke about it as well with our educator support process. We help with the support of all our new teachers in their induction program, as well as our administrators that are finalizing their credential as well. So helping with all our new teacher and administrators in the county is something we're very proud of and enjoy doing that work, working with all of our districts that send us candidates. Also, part of our education ecosystem that's a very important part is the beginning of it. Our early childhood education department does a wonderful job supporting all of our districts, as well as the preschool and childcare community throughout Ventura County. The department does a phenomenal job being up to date on the current legislation and program shifts that have occurred, that have been a lot over the last 5 years. We've seen the expansion of students that we serve in our public school system. Now it's a TK through 12 system.
Transitional kindergarten.
A transitional kindergarten that serves 4-year-old students, which has created a shift in the preschool world. Which historically has been the part of the school system that worked with 4-year-olds. Now it's our school districts, TK through 12. So that brings a lot of needs in preparing existing teachers that are already credentialed in providing professional development to that's tailored around working with the 4 and 5-year-old as opposed to historically just the kindergarten population. And while it seems like, it's not that complicated to add 1 more year, there's a lot of needs that our students need based on the continuum of child development and what context that they're thriving and learning in. And also to work with the preschool population that now is serving primarily 3-year-olds in our community, and making sure that they all have the proper training and certification as we work in concert with the local higher education partners, our community college district, Ventura County Community College District, and our higher ed institutions that we are very fortunate to have in our county, Cal State University Channel Islands and Cal Lutheran University, both of which are great partners with our early childhood community as well as our educator support departments. In addition to that, we have curriculum supports through a variety of programs that we offer, and within that branch is also our department, our CHHP department, that works on providing services that most popular right now in our county are the existence and expansion of wellness centers that presently exist in all the high schools and middle schools throughout our county. Kudos to the leadership and the ongoing support of each individual district. I know that in our office we help coordinate some support that we have in partnership with the state of California via the Department of Behavioral Health and specifically Mental Health Service Act funds, and we help coordinate some of that support that then gets passed through to our districts. But more than anything, I think just being able to coordinate some services that all of our districts benefit from, along with being the place where all the wellness peers, our student leaders that are wellness ambassadors in all the districts. I think that's been beautiful to see. I think that's a source of pride for the team that gets to work with them, and definitely for Ventura County Office of Education. It's beautiful. Those are some of the things that we do in educational services. We have a thriving VCOE library program that works not only to support our school districts that are in need of a certified librarian to make sure that their library inventory is meeting all the present requirements that the state has, but also opportunities and professional development for librarians and library techs that exist throughout the school community.
And there's something exciting and new happening at the library.
Yeah, we also partner with our Ventura County Library System, and we have joined forces, and we help support a mobile library.
Bookmobile.
It's a bookmobile that's a huge RV that is able to provide access to a certified librarian and a collection of books, and sometimes some of our hard-to-reach areas in our county. And it's a source of pride right now, and we look forward to not only visiting schools, but having that mobile library be part of some local community events. For information on that, you feel free to see our website or reach out to our VCOE librarian, Ashley Nashia, who can point you in the right direction. It's a lot of fun knowing we have a mobile library right now. It's a lot of fun, and we're seeing and looking forward to what evolves. And definitely within that education services branch is also our expanded learning opportunity program regional support office, which does a lot of extensive work with all the school districts, not only in our county, but as I said earlier, Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, and Kern. I don't know if I left any part of that branch out.
It's a lot, I think. And if you did, everything is at vcoe.org if you want to learn more about what we do.
But definitely, I would love us to follow up in a future podcast episode with our Associate Superintendent, Lisa Salas Brown, who does an exceptional job coordinating the support and response mechanism to VCOE for our school districts.
And one other thing that VCOE does that people may not know about is we produce and print the paychecks for every school employee in Ventura County. So we're talking more than 20,000 people who rely on us to get those paychecks put out on time. And that relates to school finance in general, which can be complicated. A lot of regulations surrounding it. We have a whole department in this building, the School Business and Advisory Services Department, that they help schools with their financial management. So tell us a little bit more about what we provide in that area.
Well, we make sure that there's a paycheck given to everybody on time, and I'm very proud that during even COVID, when there was some shutdowns, our fiscal service team and in that external business department didn't miss a beat and was here working every day, as were the fiscal service workers in every school district, and ensured that everybody continued to be paid during that trying time. But as routine a function as that is, making sure payroll functions properly is extremely important to everyone. So many of us have automatic deposit, and you might even have set up automatic payments set up for things like rent or mortgage or car payments that depend on consistency and reliability. And I'm very happy that VCOE is part of working in concert with the teams at our districts to ensure that that payroll process is as smooth as possible, and that we respond to any of the hiccups that occur very fast, so we can make sure folks receive the payment that they're entitled to because they've earned it. But definitely they're an integral part of the LCAP process as it relates to budgets and supporting school districts, and being a supportive destination for school district staff to be able to ask questions as they come up on operating the back-end business systems, and also being a source to have ongoing professional development for everyone in the fiscal support system, from folks in entry-level positions all the way to senior leadership, just being able to be very responsive and secure with very sensitive information that is a district and an individual's finances. And in the era of security, working in concert with the technology departments at all the school districts, as well as our own internal technology department, the fiscal team needs to always be in concert with them to maintain best cybersecurity practices. And I'm very proud of our technology department and all the efforts that they make to make sure that our entire system is secure. And we're able to be as responsive as possible, especially in this era of bad actors trying to poke at any vulnerability in systems.
Well, we're hearing more and more about hackers hijacking systems and demanding ransom, and that's one of the top functions of our technology services department, is helping sure that doesn't happen locally. Another department I don't want to forget to talk about is special populations. So this is a department that we have here that ensures that quality services are provided for some really vulnerable student populations, kids in the foster system, kids who are experiencing homelessness, and migrant students. So why do those groups need special services, and how do we help provide them?
That department works under student services, and I'm very proud of the work being done in the student services branch led by Dr. Consuelo Williams, our associate superintendent in that area. And that department has acute support services for the populations you just mentioned, and everyone deserves to experience success in our school system and in life in general. And I firmly believe it begins first by seeing and valuing who they are and what their backgrounds are and circumstances. Take our students that are in the migrant education, within the reach of our migrant education department, they need help. These are students that might move based on the fact that their parents are in the are presently farm workers or working in the agricultural business, and might not have consistency because they're following different crops or different seasons or different work opportunities associated with different work contracts. Historically, they may not have a stable home situation because they're constantly switching domicile on an ongoing basis. What we do in that group is make sure that there's consistency in their education program, and that if necessary, our staff serves as liaison for them within and communicates with the district that they attend, and offering additional counseling opportunities as well as academic tutoring opportunities or extended learning opportunities during the break periods, all with the end result of ensuring that they have the best opportunity to thrive academically and opportunities to apply to college. There's been presently approximately 2,000 or over 2,000 migrant students in our county. And I take a lot of pride in us being able to support them with an amazing dynamic team that has to work unconventional hours sometimes in the evening or on the weekends just to be able to find opportunities to connect with parents, and they do a phenomenal job. Our foster youth population is extremely important in the school system. A foster student has a very unique situation that is unique to them. No foster student has the exact same experience, and there's a lot to navigate with their families, with their foster families, and a variety of circumstances that may include getting reconnected with their birth families, or continuing to thrive and succeed with their foster family, and some even leading to situations where there's adoptions. But nonetheless, kids get older every year, and there's acute needs of students that are in the foster system and then quote unquote age out, and they're in need to have a support system so they can continue to thrive, whether it's in career technical programs or opportunities to attend higher education and navigate that. These may be students that might not have a consistent situation in the home to be able to lean on as a support so they can continue to pursue opportunities to advance and thrive in life as they enter the workforce in adulthood. So I'm very happy that we have a team of folks that interact with the social workers from Health and Human Services, Child Welfare Office, and the higher education partners so that we can create a veil of support for our foster youth in our county. We have amazing community and community of nonprofit partners that annually collaborate with us, or we collaborate with them to have a very successful scholarship campaign for our foster youth in our county that I think is top-notch probably throughout the country. So we get a chance every year to listen to some great stories, success stories of some of our foster students that have gone on to thrive in higher ed. And many of them come back and serve our school districts, our county, our cities, and some of the companies here locally in our county. And it's just great. I feel it's extremely valuable for us to serve our foster community, but also valuable because the return on investment is not only for the individual student, but for our entire community. And let's look at You mentioned our homeless support services for our homeless students. There are numerous homeless students in our school system. While we look at county numbers that count the adults of that are homeless, our numbers that count the students that are impacted of these homeless situations that also include families that are living in multiple families in a dwelling, living in a car, living in a tent, living in an RV. We have a count of those amount of students, and our coordinator helps support and ensure that the families have information and support services from the nonprofit partners, be it help for nourishment and sustenance and helping them access food in the shelter, to services of helping them get back on track and get rental vouchers for motel stays when they're in transition, to accessing programs that help them with rental assistance, and also ensuring that they're maximizing all the services that their school districts have to offer. We have an amazing staff member, Kathy Nye, who has amazing relationships with all the nonprofit partners and county agencies that serve our homeless students, and we're very fortunate to have her level of coordination.
I know every year she leads the Stuff the Bus campaign, where they collect brand new backpacks full of school supplies that are distributed to children in need, and that's with the United Way, and it's another great program.
Yeah, with the partnership with United Way, they definitely do heavy lifting in their part in helping meet the needs of our homeless population.
All right, another service that VCOE provides is support for our charter schools in Ventura County. Charter schools have become an important part of the public school system. What do we do to help support those schools?
I think our Director of Charter School Support does a great job convening all the charter school directors or executive directors, and being an intermediary to a lot of statewide policy and associated with charter school, but also specifically to the 5 schools that VCOE has chartered in the past, making sure that they adhere to all the proper guidelines in regards to charter oversight and their annual program reports, and ensuring that they're compliant so that they are eligible to be renewed, and just providing any support that they need in that journey. I know all of our charters are fiscally solvent and have done a great job managing their finances, in addition to offering good programs for the students that they serve. There's presently, I believe, 12 charters that operate in the county, and the other 7 were granted charters through different school districts throughout the county. And right now, we haven't seen any growth of charters for quite some time. It seems like the current number of charters has remained steady. And at this point, I'm very glad that everybody is communicating and collaborating well with their host districts or with VCOE in general. They are a part of public school education in California, and they serve public school students here in our county. So our office is able to communicate what services that are available to them from Ventura County Office of Education, and via our support process for LCAP, should they be identified as needing differentiated support because there might be a specific subgroup of students that they need further assistance with or work with. Now the charter school system in general is able to access some of that support that all county offices of education have when working through the differentiated assistance process, which is basically an opportunity to help support districts in their own journey as they respond to any subgroups that are flagged via the California system.
Okay. And another thing we do that people may not know about is hearing conservation support. I remember as a kid, the hearing van would come to school and test us right there at school. I think these days the students who need those services come to us. We have a fully equipped, high-tech hearing conservation center right here in one of our buildings. So that's another service we provide.
Yeah, we provide that service to the community. We work in concert with the medical community that might refer parents for work with an audiologist for our students, as well as we might have students that their individual education plan in special education calls for an additional test that requires acute tests from an audiologist that has state-of-the-art equipment. We have an audiology center that's accessible to the public very easily through our parking lot and outdoor entrance to that building, and we have a team of dedicated professionals that work in concert with our school districts or medical community that refers folks to this audiology center for students.
One other thing I wanted to ask you about is the Board of Education. So there's a Ventura County Board of Education, similar to how school districts have their school boards. We have a county Board of Education. It's kind of different than a school board. So it's 5 elected representatives from 5 districts throughout the county. What does the county board do?
The County Board of Trustees has a variety of functions. Their primary function is they're an appellate body for expulsions or inter-district transfers, and they do a lot of work in that area as parents have an opportunity to appeal some local decisions in both expulsion and inter-district transfer situations, and they follow California policy as well as local policy in those areas, and they're the ultimate and final decision in that path and journey. In addition to that, they are responsible for approving the budget of the County Office of Education that it reflects everything that we're doing here. They work in concert with me to maintain a good communication. I'm an elected official, so I am the employer here of the employees at the County Office of Education, and I know I am responsible for all the specific actions, and I have the authority to make decisions of how to effectuate the business of the County Office of Education. But I look at the governance relationship and with our county trustees as being extremely important. Our county trustees are extremely interested in advocacy of how to improve the school system and the efficiency of that system. So we work in concert to support a variety of legislative policy and issues in California that not only benefit Ventura County locally, but also look at the entire school system at large in California. We have members of our trustees that put in a lot of their own personal time, as is the service of being a school district trustee as well. It's time, personal time invested in public education, and I'm very proud of the work that our county trustees engage in to be part of advocacy as well as professional development of trustees in general, so that everyone can do best in their role as governance board members.
All right. Well, we've sure covered a lot, and I want to thank you for giving everyone a better idea of what the Ventura County Office of Education is and how we support public education here in our community. And we look forward to future episodes of this podcast where we're going to be diving into all different kinds of issues related to VCOE and public schools in general. So thank you very much.
Thank you.